Hello, beautiful homies. I hope that you are all doing so incredibly well and managing the energies of this chaotic summer that we've got going on here. Um, but we're going to do a pick a card reading today on the topic of whether this connection that's on your mind is just all in your head, how accurate your perception of the situation really is. So it'll be interesting. We're going to look at the energies of the connection, at how both of you are perceiving it, and then the blunt truth of the situation. And we'll get you some advice from spirit and just hopefully get you some clarity surrounding maybe a confusing situation or something that could be a little bit of a mind fuck, especially during Venus retrograde in Leo if you are watching this at the time of release, right? So that's the plan. By the way, I'm Lisa. This is Moon Sun. I appreciate you guys being here. I have another channel called Flow State as well, where I post all content not related to like love and relationships. So that is under the channels tab on this page. If you want a personal, you can email me. My books might be open, they might be closed. I take breaks frequently from doing personals. So you just have to email me and see. I also have launched Patreon. There's a $3, a $6, and an $11 tier. And in the $11 tier, all of the extended readings for the monthly zodiac signs are included. The $6 tier, there is exclusive pick a card and collective readings on a bi-weekly basis. And so, yeah, check that out if you're interested. The link is down below in the description box. You can also purchase extendeds individually as well outside of Patreon too. But yes, that I think is all the announcement type things that I have to say. So I'm going to show you the crystals for the 4 groups for the pick a card today, and you can pick the one that resonates most with you. I'm also going to put like an overhead shot so that you can see all of them next to one another with the piles of cards, because I have already, as I'm filming this now, I have already like pre-pulled all the cards and set everything up for this reading. I'm also including a part where you watch me pull the cards for your group. I filmed that yesterday, so I look different. So if you're wondering why I look different, it's because I filmed that yesterday. And today is a new day. And now we are diving into the energies. So I'm excited to do this reading for you. Okay, so group number 1, your stone is this Kambaba jasper. Okay, it looks like this. Group number 2, your stone is jade. This is a jade bracelet. So jade is your stone for group 2. Group number 3 is ruby zoisite. Ruby in zoisite for group number 3. This. And then group number 4 is the emerald green calcite. Okay, so I will put an above shot in right now so that you can see all of the piles and the crystals lined next to each other and make your choice and compare and see if one is pulling at you or standing out more than the rest. If you feel called to more than one group, of course you can check out more than one. Or if you have different connections in mind that you're questioning, then of course check out more than one group if you feel called to do so. But yeah, let's get into your reading, my darlings. The timestamps are going to be in the pinned comment down below as well as the info box. And I'm going to put timestamps for if you want to watch me shuffle, and then I'll also put a timestamp for when the actual reading is starting in case you do not care about that part. You can just skip right to when the message starts, okay? So I love you. Thanks for being here. You are the best, and let's get into your reading. Hey, group one. I hope you guys are doing well. Okay, so you guys chose the Kambaba Jasper. This is your group. All right, let's chat a little bit while I shuffle your clarifying deck here. I've already shuffled it a lot, but I just want to do it while I've got your energy directly here. So we're going to start with this reading by looking at the overall energies. So we're going to look at the energy that you bring to the connection currently, that they bring, and then your connected or overlapping archetype. And then we're just going to look at some themes of the connection as well. So we'll look at the energies you guys are embodying and then what's going on with the connection itself. Then we'll get into your perception of the connection, their perception, and the blunt truth of it. And we'll figure out what's coming in the near future of this connection and some more stuff like that as well, okay? Okay. I'm just going to preface this by saying as well that if you're like someone who is easily triggered, or if you're just someone who maybe not is normally easily triggered, but with this particular situation you're feeling a little bit raw about it currently, or maybe for whatever reason, I do feel like there's very strong like karmic energy coming off of this pile. So this could definitely give you validation if you're at the place in your healing journey where you're like ready to hear it, right? But if you're still in more of a state of being triggered or grieving over the situation, it might be a reading you want to come back to when you're less reactive, okay? So I'm just putting it out there. But let's get into these energies. Okay, so your energy, their energy, and the overlapping energy all came out in reverse. So there's a lot of shadow elements here that are currently at play. And keep in mind that there's no judgment or shade on my behalf when I'm reading and I see people like in unhealthy relationships going through toxic stuff or in their shadow. You know what I mean? Come on. All the Scorpio, you think that, come on. No. Queen of the Shadowlands over here. So no, there's no judgment. And I want you to also know that this is just normal. Like, we're here to be in relationships that cause us to grow. And some of those are easier and some of them are harder. And, you know, we grow by making mistakes, by trying things, and some things work and some things don't, you know? So there's no judgment. This is part of everyone's journey, okay? So your energy that you are currently in within this connection is the wounded child in reverse. So the shadow attributes of this card, it says blames dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds and resists moving on through forgiveness. Okay, so one of those things could directly resonate with you, like specifically. Maybe you do feel like there's something you need to forgive, but you're resisting, or you're struggling to because of how deep the trauma was, or because it happened when you were a kid or something like this. Perhaps you know that you do have a tendency to be in toxic or dysfunctional or codependent relationships, and you're not really sure though. Like, it's like you're aware of the wound or you're aware of the pattern, but you're not necessarily sure how to deal with it or heal it yet. And so you still tend to blame. You're still in that phase of your shadow where you're kind of like, this keeps repeating and it's because this happened to me, you know? So it's like you've pieced together that there's a connection there, but you haven't been able to take accountability and call your power back yet for some of you. But for others of you, you're just healing your inner child right now and you're triggered by this connection specifically. Okay. This person's energy within the connection is the scribe in reverse. So that's the shadow attribute of this archetype, and it says altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. Okay. Altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. So this person just could straight up just be lying to you. Or it's interesting for some of you, if someone is trying to like woo you, they're actually like using other people's words to do that. So like they're texting you and you might be super impressed by like, yeah, but it's like they're literally using texts that somebody that they know sent to their girlfriend or something like that. That's just for like a small group of you or one of you. I don't know, but that's coming through. I'm also just getting the energy of like the Page of Swords in reverse, which is just very much making assumptions. So altering facts, even like within your own mind, you know what I mean? Because assuming is basically just altering facts of a situation within our own mind. We make an assumption that something happened. So we put like a fact where it's not really factual, right? So there's something here about that. This person could just be assuming a lot about you in the connection. The overlapping archetype or energy between you is the zebra, but it also came out in reverse here. So the shadow side of the zebra talks about being kind of like victimized or victimizing yourself. It talks about being jaded and being almost in that Four of Cups energy where you're just kind of like sitting in it and pouting about it but not doing anything about it. It can also be an energy of like vanity or Um, like expectancy, like entitlement, you know? So there could be elements of that both of you are throwing at one another or bringing to this relationship currently. Like both of you feel entitled to something. And it doesn't have to show up as blatant, arrogant entitlement, you know? It is much more subtle than that, I feel like. Like for you, the wounded child person, it feels like you just feel entitled to someone's time and energy because you're trying to fill that wound that happened as a child where you were denied those things or something like that, right? It's like a gentle thing, but it is still an entitlement that's coming from a wound that hasn't been healed or dealt with completely and is triggered right now. This other person, I'm getting more of like a jaded energy or a pouty energy where they're kind of feeling victimized and they are maybe making up stories or altering facts about what happened in the connection to make themselves, it's like they're shifting the narrative to make themselves feel better, perhaps. Something about that. The zebra energy has like an enthusiasm connected to it when it is in the upright. So there could be an energy where the two of you were enthusiastic about this connection at one point in time, but then it's like something shifted. And now it's like the air has been taken out of your sails. It's a deflated feeling. So this could be a connection for you, group number one, where the two of you, it started off very like powerful, very passionate, very on fire, you know. Maybe it moved very fast and you were both very enthusiastic about it, and then it lost speed or something, and that could have been what triggered both of you to assume the worst, maybe based on your own wounds. There's something karmic about this here for sure. Just the lessons that you're learning with each other in this connection. Okay, so the primary energies here, and we're mixing oracle cards and tarot cards throughout the whole reading to get more specific messages, okay? So for the overlapping energies here and themes of this connection, what came out first is the Queen of Wands with this grief card. The Queen of Wands and grief. That's very interesting. What I'm getting from this too is like the Queen of Wands is someone who's very social. Everybody loves her. She has a million acquaintances or, you know, but she may not have that many actual close friends because the Queen of Wands is someone that can trigger people. They can be jealous or envious of her natural like life force energy, her beauty in some cases. But the Queen of Wands is usually someone who people would not assume to be lonely, you know what I mean? But then we have this lone wolf grieving here over a loss. It's almost like there's a misinterpretation of the energy here. Misinterpretation, but almost like it's like a miscommunication that is happening on purpose, like trying to pull the other into illusion here. So for instance, it would be like, even if you're just at home on Saturday night, like eating a tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream, smoking a joint with your bra off, it's like you are perpetuating your image maybe through social media or what you're making sure this person sees about you. Or even just if you see them in real life, it's like you're kind of like living large, you know, like you're showing up like you're not lonely. You're showing up like you're, I don't know. It's not like you're trying to necessarily be someone that you're not, but you're just not letting anyone really see the pain that's happening under the surface, you know? And with the Queen of Wands, she is someone I feel like who can hide that part of herself quite well, because people just assume already that it doesn't even exist, right? They're like, oh, how could someone as beautiful, passionate, and whatever, inspiring as you have those low moments, but she's still only human. But I feel like the two of you are almost trying here to, it's like under the surface there is grief, but on the surface it's this superficial sort of energy, like putting on a face, putting on a mask, keeping up with some sort of not act, just keeping up with like a standard almost. But who set the standard? It's like you're trying to impress one another and not let each other see how how you're triggered underneath in some sort of way. You're just trying to maintain this confidence, you know? That's what you're trying to let one another see. But there's not a vulnerability here. Okay. And then the next energy that came out is the Page of Swords in reverse, which is what I said actually about the scribe in reverse, right? This assuming energy. So this is definitely a theme here, and I feel like it's both of you making assumptions about one another and the connection. And you have the Fan clarifying that, romance, celebration, party. You might be making assumptions about one another being involved with other people romantically, being out partying, celebrating, not having any worries, not feeling the weight of the connection like you are. I feel like you're making assumptions about one another, but that's because you're making a point or going out of your way to only show one another this like lighter side. It's like you don't want the other person to know that you're hurting, but I feel both of you are struggling to some degree with this, whatever's going on with this connection right now. Okay. And then we also have the Ten of Cups in reverse with disruption. I want to clarify this a little bit, but Ten of Cups in reverse and disruption. It almost looks like an extension of the rainbow. It's very interesting how those cards fell together. I'm channeling this song called Helium by Glass Animals. And at one part he says, I guess I want you more than I thought I did. Now that I know that part of you's not part of this. And he's talking about like finding out that or that someone is involved with somebody else, and that the time they spent together or that they spend together is not like all that she's got going on, right? So it changes too. It makes the other person realize how much they truly want them, because it's like, it's almost like you realize you can't have someone, or it makes you want them even more in a sense, right? Or there's another song that I'm channeling too, and they say, is it all right that I don't want anybody else touching you like I do? So it's the same thing. It's like touching you physically or emotionally, right? There's this sense here of like wanting to be the only one and being a little bit jealous if the other person's involved with somebody else. But somebody maybe missed their chance here or something with the situation, because it's like there was this idea that the Ten of Cups could exist at one point in time, but then it was disrupted by something. So whether this is someone that you've already had a relationship with and then it was disrupted and the breakup has happened, or whether this is someone you were never officially like with, and then but you wanted to be, but then you found out that they were with somebody else or something like that. Like the moment passed. Tell me more about this. The Ace of Swords in reverse. It's like it was a fantasy though. whether you were actually in a relationship with this person or not, because even if you were in a relationship with them, it's like, I think it was not something that was meant to last. It was always meant to be disrupted, you know? So there was a lack of like truth to this. An element of truth was missing surrounding your acknowledgement of what this really was, I feel like, from kind of like the beginning. Maybe. Or maybe when you got sucked into it initially, it had a very dreamy, Neptunian almost vibe to it. And you kind of just allowed yourself to get sucked into it, but you didn't necessarily question. You didn't necessarily go within and ask your inner guidance. It's like you could have just gotten sucked into being really attracted or to the sex with this person, or to just their passionate, sort of like vivacious confidence, to the chemistry, you know? But I feel like it's almost like you got pulled here, and then your fantasy got shattered or disrupted. But these are the overlapping or the main themes of the connection here. Okay, so let's look at your perception of it, their perception of it, and then the blunt truth of it here, and get a little bit more information. Okay, so your perception of this connection. The Tower in reverse with this oracle card, you make me feel alone. The Tower in reverse with you make me feel alone. The Tower in reverse is like, it can be about delusion, and it can be about like avoiding change and not wanting to see the truth of the situation. Trying to like avoid a tower moment from occurring, right? By like lying to yourself about it. But the truth is here that you know this person makes you feel alone. It's like they don't make you feel like, there are not warm, ooey gooey feelings here. Maybe there was at some point, maybe when you were slipping into it at the beginning or something like that, right? But something's shifted. Yeah, the Seven of Cups, there's confusion, and the Five of Coins, exactly, making you feel alone. Like, the Seven of Cups and the Five of Coins, that is, you make me feel alone, for sure. There's confusion. This person could have had options, choices. They could have ghosted you, put you out in the cold, something like this. But you're still trying to, on some level, avoid releasing it or letting it sort of fall apart. Okay. So their perception of the situation is the Moon in reverse, and this other card, which is like the Queen of Spades or Swords. Logical, witty, powerful, guarded, sharp, grace, disciplined, and wise. This person is perceiving it as like, they think that they are so smart, and they think that they see the absolute truth of the situation. Now, this is their perception, so it may or may not be true. But this person feels like they have got it all figured out. But I don't feel like they do, because they're in the energy of falsifying information and making assumptions. I feel like this is the vanity of that zebra in reverse energy for that person. They think that they understand exactly what's going on. The Seven of Swords in reverse. Dude. This person just told me 3 times, 3 different ways, that I know the truth of this situation. But they don't. But they're defensive about, they are like, no, I know. I see it clearly, the Moon in reverse. I am under no illusions, the Seven of Swords in reverse. And then the Queen of Swords. I am smart. I am wise. I am powerful and sharp and logical. I know what's going on. But it's like, you don't know what's going on, though. That's very interesting. They are so sure. And that's dangerous too, right? Because how can you ever, like, aside from going to the source of truth, there's no real way to actually be like, no, I for sure 100% know, right? You can have conviction, but this person is telling me like, no, I've got it. But it's based on the past, the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck. It's based on the past. So if something happened with you in the past here, this person, it's like something specific happened, and this person was like, oh, I know exactly the kind of person that group number one is. Like, you did something and they defined you by it. They like labeled you as it, defined you by it, and they have not let go of that belief of you being something. So for instance, if it's like, if you cheated, you're in a relationship with someone, you cheated, then this person, they labeled you a cheater, and they're like, once a cheater, always a cheater. I know who you are, period, point blank. People can't change, that kind of thing, right? It doesn't have to be cheating, but I'm just using that as an example. Something happened in the past, this person put a label on you, and they're using that past experience to continue labeling you and to believe with this like huge amount of unrealistic confidence, really, that they know exactly what's going on here. Okay, so the blunt truth of the situation, drum roll, are you ready? It's the Two of Wands in reverse and the Oracle card, karmic relationship. I shit you not. So the Two of Wands in reverse with karmic relationship, fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. So is this connection all in your head? No. It's not all in your head, but it's also maybe not what you thought it was initially. Is it someone you have a soul contract with? Yes. A karmic contract. Big karma. This person is very much meant to trigger you, to teach you lessons, and vice versa. This could have been a fleeting connection, something that was not meant to last, that brought turmoil and maybe even resentment, so that you could learn to forgive and to let go of things so that you can love yourself more deeply. You know, I think sometimes we think that holding on to resentment and not forgiving other people is hurting them somehow, but it doesn't actually affect them in any way. It only affects us. The person holding on to the resentment or the pain, forgiveness doesn't have anything to do with saying that the other person's actions are all right. Not at all. It's just about giving yourself closure to release that heavy energy so that it doesn't continue hurting you. You know, like, it's hurt you enough. You don't need to keep giving it that power over you, right? That's what forgiveness is really about. So there's a lesson here for you about letting this go and just loving yourself and giving yourself closure, not giving this person the power to make you feel alone, to make you feel out of control, to make you feel triggered. No one can make you feel those things, right? This connection is giving you the opportunity, group number one, to do some really deep shadow work, to release some karma, which is awesome, right? Like, it's powerful and positive when we can burn through karma. It's very like soul liberating, right? It lightens the load of our soul. Okay, let's keep moving on here. So in the near future between you and this person, wow, you get the Page of Swords in reverse again, and the Four of Swords in reverse just came out with Judgment at the bottom of the deck. I feel like this is more happening now, actually, because the Present card is at the bottom of the deck here. So near future / now for you guys, this could be happening with this person. There's two Page of Swords in reverse here, energies of assuming, making assumptions, not knowing the truth, but making assumptions, kind of to the detriment of making, you know what they say about assumptions, they make an ass of you and me, right? So just be careful with that. Be very careful. I think that this person is more doing it than you, but I do feel like you're both doing it to some degree. So just be aware. and be careful with that, okay? But you get the Page of Swords in reverse with the Camel. Persevere and you will overcome problems. All right, so there is assumptions being made here. But at the same time, I also feel like there's not communication, and that's why there is assumptions being made. Because you're not talking directly to one another, or you're just, or if you are, then you're very defensive while you're talking to one another, so you're not really getting through to each other the same way. There's a lack of peace of mind, though, surrounding this, and a lot of judgment towards one another. So it's like you're assuming about one another and also then judging or criticizing each other's actions or perceived actions, whatever you believe the other person is doing. Yeah, Justice in reverse behind present. It's like you're sort of assuming, you're both very much thinking about what was unfair in the situation. But Spirit is saying persevere and you will overcome this, but you have to have that internal strength with the Camel energy. You have to find that peace within yourself. You know, embody the energy that you want to carry forwards, group number one, because I see you being very like almost consumed by the energy of this situation right now, and you're giving it a lot of your power, you know? So you got to pull that back here. Your affirmation from Spirit surrounding this is the Magician with express. Yeah, this is kind of what I was just saying. Like you have the power to change the situation and to change your whole situation or any situation in your life. You are the architect of your own destiny, but the Magician, what they call in, like what they manifest, fully depends on how they are expressing their power. How they are alchemizing the energy. You know, they have all the tools, but how are they using them to express, right? That totally makes a difference surrounding what they're actually going to be calling in, right? Which is why we can have like light magic and dark magic or black magic, right? So your affirmation from Spirit is that you're very powerful, but if you continue focusing on the darkness and the shadow of this situation or how you feel alone or victimized, if you focus on, you know, heavy, dense energies, you're going to continue manifesting more of that. More grief, more situations like this that are triggering and they bring in turmoil and resentment, right? But if you focus on transmuting that energy into something positive and finding your own strength and your inner guidance through these challenges, then you express yourself in a totally different way and you end up alchemizing the pain into power and calling more beautiful things towards you, okay? So, yeah, it's the truth of the situation here, right? The blunt truth, the Two of Wands in reverse is like you're at a crossroads and it's time to pick a path. What are you going to do with the energy of this karmic relationship? Are you going to let it consume you and steal your power, or are you going to transform that power or that pain into something powerful for you here? This is very much, you're aligning with fate in the present moment here. The Wheel of Fortune. Like, so this wasn't all in your head. No, this was always meant to happen, and it was always meant to be intense, group number one. But it's meant to push you away from the past, things that you've done in the past, old trends, old conditioning patterns. It's meant to take you out of this wounded child space and bring you into more of an energy of liberation, I feel like. So your advice is the King of Swords in reverse with abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Yeah, see, like seriously, look at this. I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So I don't need to manifest more pain, more grief, more whatever, right? When I have anything at my fingertips. So just be in dominion over your mind here, because the King of Swords in reverse is not really. They don't know that they're limitless. They've like painted themselves into a corner or put glass ceilings over themselves, right? They've forgotten how big they really are. or maybe they've boxed themselves in by thinking that they are so big, right? And being like inflexible. So there's something here where either you're inflexible and you're blocking your own abundance, like maybe you're inflexible about just releasing this, or forgiving again because you're like, I'm not forgiving them. But again, it's like it doesn't have anything to do with them, right? You're not like losing the war, or you're not weak because you choose to forgive and move on from the situation. That's powerful. It's more power to do that than it is to continue carrying it and have a chip on your shoulder, right? So yeah, so your advice is to remind yourself how limitless and abundant you truly are, that you don't need to be consumed by this situation. It doesn't need to get the best of you. It doesn't need to get any more of you. You can choose to learn the lessons from this and make this a very pivotal, like climactic turning point, group one, because there's a lot of energy and power at your disposal right now. Just you need to choose sort of to allow this to fall, and then take all of that energy, that chaos, and turn it into magic. I love it. Okay, so let's take a look at your final 3 oracle cards here to close things off. The first one is Dawn, New Beginnings. See? Something new is meant to come on the horizon for you at this time. Then we have Release. Yep. As I was just saying with the Tower, right? Release. And lastly, we have Fire Element, Desire. So there is a new beginning that is coming in after the release of this. And it's going to be something incredibly powerful. But this is fire. Desire is like spirit, soul, your life force energy, your sexual energy as well. It's that energy of creation, inspiration, passion, right? So there's something that's coming in that's very passionate for you. It's going to be very inspiring, this new beginning after this release. It's like from the ashes of this release or this thing falling apart, this new beginning is rising. So it's very much like a phoenix rising moment for you, it feels like. I love it. Yeah. So you didn't make this up. No, it's not all in your head, group number 1, but also don't let it rent space there, you know? Or don't let it live there rent free. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes we get very hung up because of the intensity of certain connections, right? Which this connection had its fair share of intensity and desire as well. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes we can get so hung up on that element of it, and we feel like we'll never get that again in a more healthy way, so we cling to that, and we use it as almost like an excuse to hold on longer or to put ourselves in kind of a self-destructive space. So just know that a healthier version of this same level of intensity and desire is coming in for you after this release. Just like take the lessons you learned from this forwards with you into the next thing. And the next thing will be better, in alignment with you having grown and evolved and being better as well. So you're calling something in as you move out of this and process through this that is more in alignment with you. But there is some accountability that needs to take place, and sort of just like a redirecting of the way that you are alchemizing this energy. Okay? Okay, group number 1. Those are the messages that I got for you. I hope it resonated with you. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I'll see you again soon. Hi, Group 2. I hope you guys are doing well. You're in Group 2 if you chose the Jade bracelet. I'm actually just going to pop that on to help me channel your energy through the reading. Okay, so let's just get right down to business here, group number 2. We're going to start by looking at some of the primary energies, so like the energy that you and this other person both bring to the connection, and then your overlapping energy archetype. And then we're going to look at like the main themes of this connection, and we'll look at your perception of it, their perception of it, and the blunt truth of the situation as well, okay? Okay, so the energy that you bring to this connection currently is, so you get gossip, but it's in the upright, so that's the light attributes of this energy, which is awakening consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust. Okay. So I just feel like you're being empathetic, you're being compassionate, considerate for the feelings of this other person. If they've put their trust in you, or if they have told you something, you're being trustworthy. It's like you're keeping your promises to this person. You're not sharing, you're not gossiping about them in a negative way. You're not sharing their private or secret information or betraying their confidence. Okay. So there's strong energy of you being loyal is what I'm getting to this. I'm getting from this. Because really, the people that we actually take into consideration and prioritize their feelings are people that we are loyal to in some sort of way, right? You're choosing to honor this person's trust. Okay. I like that. That's always good. And then the energy that this person is bringing to the connection is the father. For some of you, this is your baby daddy. Doesn't have to be. And it says a talent for creating and supporting life and a positive guiding light within a tribal unit. This person could be like a leader, either in their workplace, their career, or a family unit of some sort. They could have kids. They have a very like sustainable, mature sort of energy, capable of taking on a lot, capable of carrying a lot, capable of supporting other people as well underneath them, of guiding them as well. It's a very like healthy sort of masculine father sort of energy. There's not like the forcing, there's not like a dictatorship sort of energy here trying to force their way. There's just being almost like a positive example and then being a guiding light for others as well. So this is someone who's mature. I feel like they're not going to come at you incorrectly necessarily here. They have some level of authority as well that they don't abuse. So it's it's like an energy of healthy leadership, really. This person could be a little bit older than you. They don't have to be, but there's just this energy coming through. Something on this card that, okay. All right, so the overlapping energy for you guys is the camel. The camel talks about being resourceful and independent, but it also talks about like it talks about knowing yourself, right? Knowing that what you've got is what it takes to get from point A to point B, it's like knowing how much gas you have in your internal tank, right? The camel carries water within them from point A to point B across the desert. They need to know themselves intimately to know that they have enough to survive on that journey, right? So it's a calm and content energy. Someone who has like a sparkle in their eye, a twinkle in their eye, because they know what they're truly capable of. And even if somebody else was to sell them short, almost, not sell them short, but like not see their full capacity, it's like it doesn't bother them because, again, they have this intimate knowledge of self, this vitality within themselves. They're aware of their life force energy. So this is like the two of you are both quite grounded, loyal, mature. You're resourceful. I feel like this is a healthily balanced connection between you and this person. Like you very much still prioritize and sustain your own independent energies, which is good. There's a level of like self-reliance here. And so even in the face of challenges, you can sort of handle things with ease, and calm situations. Yeah. Okay, so I like those energies between the two of you. I'm still not necessarily getting a vibe of there being like a huge relationship dynamic though. Like I'm picking up strongly your independent energies, but I don't know too much about like the connection yet. So let's take a deeper look at the themes of the actual connection. Drink some tea first. Okay. All right, so we're mixing oracle cards and tarot cards throughout this whole reading, okay? But I'm also going to clarify further with the tarot as well as we go. So the first theme or energy that we get is the Page of Pentacles in reverse with mystery. Here. This could be someone that you question whether or not there was even an opportunity there. I guess that's why you're watching this reading, right? Was this connection all in my head? There's definitely been like a level of mystery within this, though, from almost like the beginning, I want to say, with that mystery card coming out. And with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, it's almost this energy of feeling like there was not an opportunity here. Like maybe you were compelled by this person, you found this person interesting, captivating, but it's like you felt isolated from them at the same time. Like you were on the outside looking in, or vice versa. You may have felt this way about one another. I feel like you were captivated by each other though. You found each other to be like mysterious but compelling. But there is this sense of not feeling as though there is an actual opportunity available here, or it's like it's a mystery. So maybe you met each other and you weren't sure if the other one was single or if they were dating somebody else, right? So it's like there's this air of mystery surrounding even like the potential that what could happen between the two of you, because you're not sure where the other person is at when you first meet or something like that. Okay. So then we have the 10 of Cups with the broken ring, the parting of ways in either romance or business. Tell me more about that. Let's clarify that more. The 4 of Swords, the Moon in reverse, and the High Priestess in reverse. 2 of Cups in reverse. 3 of Cups in reverse. It almost feels like maybe this is someone that you had a crush on or you fell for, but there was an intuitive blind spot here. You could have found out that they were with somebody else. Or if this is someone that you were with, then you could have found out about a third-party situation. I'm not really feeling that too much, but that 3 of Cups in reverse is coming out, so I'll just say that for those of you that might resonate with. But the 4 of Swords, the Moon in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, with the 10 of Cups and the broken ring. Something did come to light here. Something became clear to you that you did not see intuitively initially. And I feel like it caused a parting of the ways here, romantically, between the two of you. You could have found out, though, for some of you that this person was just getting divorced. That they might be a father, they might have a family, and they're just going through a divorce or something like that. And so there's this connection, but you're not sure if you want to move on it. You're not sure how ready this person is maybe to get into something new if they're just going through this breakup right now of their family. There's something here about that. You've spent a lot of time thinking, I feel like, about this person and what the two of you could be. I feel like you have also sort of dreamt of, like, what could the 10 of Cups between myself and this person look like? What could it be? But you almost feel like what you found out about their current situation may have shifted that or dashed some of your fantasy or your dreams for some of you, okay? The last theme here is the Queen of Pentacles flowering with renewal. This could be someone who you thought that they were breaking up with their partner, but now they're trying again with them. They're trying to renew a relationship. The Queen of Pentacles can be like the wife card, right? Something is renewing, it's flowering, it's blossoming again. So it could be that for some of you, this person, there was mystery surrounding whether there would be an opportunity with them or not because their marriage or their relationship was on the rocks. But for some of you, they're trying again with their current romantic partner or the person that they have a family with. If that's the case, then I see you handling this really quite beautifully, group 2, though, because you're still being considerate of the feelings, of their feelings, and you're still honoring their trust, even if, you know, something happened between the two of you, but now they're getting back together with their, you know, partner or something like this. Tell me more about that. The Emperor in reverse. For some of you, like, they stepped out on a partner that they thought things were ending with, or you both thought things were going to end, and then things have shifted now and they're trying again. It's like they stepped out of this father emperor energy at one point with the Emperor in reverse there. Yeah, what's that about? The Three of Cups in reverse, the Knight of Wands, the 10 of Wands. This person may have done, they may have started something with you thinking that their relationship was ending, expecting that they were getting a divorce or that they would be single, but then something switched or flipped and now that relationship is renewing. I do feel like this person feels a lot of guilt about this, though. I know this is a very specific message, but this is what's coming through. So if this isn't your pile, then just check out another one. It's, not personal if it's not your message. This also, though, I feel like is someone that you dream of things renewing with you, with the two of you, or something blossoming between the two of you. It's like you still desire it. And it might kind of hurt. You might be kind of holding out, especially with that camel energy, right? It's independent, but it's also like disciplined and invested, like knows what it has to give, knows what it wants, and wants to go the distance. So there's almost an energy of like, wanting to have more with this person than what you got a taste of. Or you got a taste of something deeper and you want more in some sort of way. Okay, so let's look at your perception here of this connection. The Chariot in reverse with this oracle card that says, I'll do it again, I'll fall right in. I'll do it again, I'll fall right in. with the Chariot in reverse. Given the chance to like have something with this person, you would jump on that, I feel like if this person called you and they were like, hey, I broke it off with that person, you know, like I feel like you would be right in there, you know, falling back into it. This could be something that like you started falling for this person and then the situation got a little bit ripped away from you, and now it's like you're a little bit on the outside looking in, being like, that's what I wanted to build with you kind of thing. Or just wondering if there is going to legitimately ever be a chance for you to have something deeper with them. But you're perceiving it as not moving anywhere with the Chariot in reverse and not being something that you can force. It's like there's definitely the sense of there being something out of your control or out of your power here. That is, yeah, the Star. You want to heal with this person, though. You do. You want to heal with this person. There's something about desiring forward motion. And you're aware, I feel like. Your perception of it is like, I'll do it again. I'll fall right in, you know? You're aware. You've made like this logical choice and you're like, this is something that I want. So if the option or the opportunity does arise, like, I'm open to it kind of thing. Okay, how they are perceiving this connection is the Knight of Swords with the Four of Pentacles energy. I haven't completed the healing necessary to move forwards. I feel damaged. It's interesting because this person comes out in a very strong, powerful, masculine energy. But under the surface, there's a lot more complexity than, and this is always the case, right, on every single human, right? There's a lot going on under the surface that we're not necessarily seeing, which is why it's good to have grace and understanding for one another, because you never really know what somebody else is going through, right? But this person, they're very in their heads. They're trying to make the wise, logical choice. They do feel like they have a lot of responsibilities, and they're trying to be accountable, but they're being accountable that they haven't done the healing necessary to move forwards. They still feel damaged. But I honestly sort of feel like at the same time with this Four of Pentacles energy, they're keeping themselves in a situation where they are going to remain damaged. You know, like if they're staying, for instance, in like a relationship that they're not really happy in, they're saying, I haven't completed the healing necessary to move forwards or to make a change. But I feel like the first step would be like removing themselves from that relationship that they're not happy in, right? And then healing from there. So there's something about this person where it's like they are perceiving the situation as they haven't done the healing that would be necessary as a prerequisite to have something healthy with you. They still feel damaged in some sort of way, and they're holding on to some old way of doing things. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. They feel like that's the answer. They feel like that's what they have to do. It's like they feel as though they don't really have a choice. This is just the answer. There's a sense of obligation here. Obligation. The Six of Cups. Obligation to something from the past. Something from the past that they're not happy in. They're aware that they're not happy. But there's a sense of, of obligation and of being tied to whatever this is or bound to it. And they are giving it another chance, maybe because of how much time and energy they've already put into it. So they're trying to give it another chance to blossom, to renew, and to find a healthier expression. Okay, so the blunt truth of the situation between the two of you is the Fool, beginning, and the Phoenix, new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, changed mind. So this is interesting because I was also thinking as well, right, with this renewal and flowering energy. Sorry, I gotta move my couch back a little bit. It's almost like something could still happen between the two of you. Like for some of you, this person is renewing things with someone from the past, right? For others of you, though, this person, they do want to see things blossom and renew between the two of you. They want to rekindle things, they want to heal, and they want to start some sort of new phase. For some of you, they pushed you away because they were like, I'm not ready. I haven't completed the healing necessary from this relationship that had fallen apart, because I feel like that's quite recent. So for the people who didn't decide to get back together here or give it their, this past relationship another chance, the ones who actually left that relationship, I feel like they told you that they weren't ready. They hadn't healed enough yet. They still feel damaged. But I think that the blunt truth of the situation is that there is still something left here between the two of you that could actually unfold. I'm going to clarify this, though. Yeah, the sirens validating a little bit there. So for some of you, they're going to try to give it another chance with their partner, and it's not going to work. Things are going to end up falling apart regardless of this last chance, this last ditch effort that they put in. And then something between the two of you could start after that. Of course, don't wait. Don't put your life on hold for someone who is still in something with someone else, okay? I would never give you that advice. I don't think that that's healthy. So live your life, but you can still hold your heart open if that's something that you feel called to do, okay? And then, yeah, like for some of you, this is going to end between them and their current partner. It's not going to be something that they can renew. And then there will be a coming back together, or there's the potential for a new phase of something rekindling between the two of you. Now, if this is someone who already has broken off this past connection, then I feel like the blunt truth of it is you feel like it's not moving, but you're willing to fall back into it. They feel like they're still looking for the answer, how to move forwards, because they still feel somewhat ill-equipped based on damage that has been recently done. But the reality is that there is the opportunity for something beautiful to start, for something to rise from the ashes of something old, perhaps, for there to be growth, and for the two of you to even change your mind if you had made current assessments of the situation. Something here is not set in stone. Okay? So in the near future between the two of you, you have the Three of Cups and Scissors, disappointment in some affair. For some of you, this is you guys making up with this person, right? It's like the Three of Cups can be about forgiveness. It can be about coming back together with friends, making something right, reconciliation over a past disappointment. Let's clarify that further. Tell me more about this Three of Cups and the Scissors. What else is coming in the near future between these two for group number 2? Yeah, some of you are reconciling some old disappointment. If this person is with their current partner, someone else, giving it another shot, you guys might just decide to be friends, like to put it behind you, so to speak, and to just be like, well, we can still be on decent terms with one another, even though this is the direction things are headed for now. For others of you, though, you're going to actually have like a reconciliation with this person and move into a new phase with them. Tell me about this. The Four of Swords in reverse. You're overthinking something, though. No peace of mind surrounding something here. The Ten of Cups and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. You don't have an answer for something, and it's making you feel very like weighed down and dense, like heavy energy around you. So just watch that, okay? No matter what's unfolding in this connection, just hold on to your peace of mind. You could be putting too much weight on like just obsessing over whether this is going to come together, whether their current situation is going to fall apart, or whether they're going to stay with that person. You can't get invested, that heavily invested in the personal life of other people where you have no control. You know what I mean? Like, if this is someone who's in another marriage and you're getting very invested in whether or not that's going to pan out or end, I would say try to take a step back from that and get into a place of taking your power back. Because that's just going to make you super anxious since you don't have any control in that situation, right? You have to just trust and keep your own energy in balance. Okay, so there's some sort of reconciliation here in the near future, but there also could be some disappointment for some of you if it's like a friend zoning thing. But I still feel like that's just for the time being, because the blunt truth of the situation being the Fool and the Phoenix, this is definitely giving the message that there's still potential for a new beginning between you and this person, and you didn't make up the connection in your head at all. No. Okay, affirmation from Spirit surrounding this connection, the Two of Wands and give. You're at a crossroads here. Keep your heart open. Don't shut down. Clarify this a little more for me, please. There's something about understanding and forgiveness as well. Like having understanding and patience for this person and what they're going through on their side of things as well. I do see you already having this consideration for their feelings, the feelings of this other person and what they're going through. It's like you're holding space and trying to honor their experience as well. For some of you, it's a time to show unconditional love to this person as they go through the closure of a past relationship, and you'll be coming together with them after that. Let's see. The Four of Cups. You have the option of being in an energy where you're kind of pouty and disappointed and like overthinking it and wanting it to happen faster so that you can have this opportunity with this person. You know what I mean? Trying to push it, or being like, why is it taking so long, or making assumptions about like the connection that they're closing up. Try really hard to not do any of that. Try really hard to not be, again, super invested in what's out of your control. Just be invested in your connection with this person and your connection with your own energy, okay? Because you have two different ways of dealing with this crossroads that you're at, and I feel like a more disarmed openness is going to be more like graceful and beneficial to the situation than getting like impatient or freaking out or getting in your head, okay? Trust what you feel. This connection's not all in your head. Okay, so then we have for advice, we have the Page of Cups, understanding, and failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Again, I feel like you're meant to give understanding and consideration to this person and their experience, right? This is a very open-hearted energy with the Page of Cups. I want to clarify this failure card and see what that is trying to say as well. But there's something here about keeping your heart open and maintaining that compassion or empathy for yourself in the situation and also for the other person. Remain hopeful as well with the Page of Cups. Tell me about this failure energy. The Page of Swords. Thinking about failures in a new way. Like, sort of wiping the slate clean here. Don't think about the things that you haven't, like, that haven't gone the way you would exactly want them to in the past of this connection. Unless it was toxic, but then I feel like this wasn't really your pile. You're wiping the slate clean here because the Phoenix Rising and the Fool, these are both like fresh slate energies. This is where the truth of this connection is at right now. So get your heart and your head in alignment with this like new phase energy, okay? Which means that any failures, mistakes, misunderstandings, whatever from the past, those were just opportunities to learn, okay? So it's time to look at them in a fresh new way, have understanding for them, and so that you can release them and move into this with like more calm, more peace of mind, more belief in yourself and the expansive nature of your energy and of this connection potentially, right? You're being asked to look at it in a new way though. The Page of Cups and the Page of Swords, a more understanding way, more understanding surrounding what has already taken place so that you can, again, invite some fresh energies in here and allow this to evolve, to blossom, to renew. Okay, so I have 3 final oracle cards for you. I have not looked at them yet. Let's see what these are. The first one is Stillness. Yeah, see, so the 4 of Swords in reverse came out, which is like not having peace of mind, having like disquiet in your mind. There's something about prioritizing stillness at this time. Holy shit. Okay. So as I was saying, there's definitely something here about stillness. What is this? Uranus, genius. That actually made me like speechless. Okay, so we have stillness, and genius. Wow. There's something intuitive that wants to come through to you in the quiet. It's like it's going to require you to be quiet. Yeah. I feel like an intuitive download might come through to you about how to approach this situation from a different perspective, how to approach your own past from a different perspective. Whatever is impacting this and causing like the situation to feel a little more heavy and complex than it needs to, there is like information that wants to come through about that to make it easier for you. But I also feel like this is just saying this is a situation that you could very easily overthink things because there's lots of elements to it, and there are elements that are out of your control, right? Like if there is another person involved or another relationship that this person has, whatever the case may be, it's like you're needing to make sure that you keep isolating your energy, grounding your energy. That's the other thing. If this person's going through a connection that is falling apart and you're tapped into the energy of the connection, like their connection with someone else, you're going to take on a whole bunch of energy and pain, you know, from a connection ending that's not even your connection, right? So that doesn't make any sense. So don't do that. Don't tap yourself into energy that is not yours. You know what I mean? It just doesn't matter. Because I feel like you'll just end up getting like jealous and you won't be able to actually be as supportive to this person as you want to be as they go through this. So the best thing for you is just maintaining your own personal power and energy, loving this person unconditionally, showing them radical acceptance to their situation. That's going to show the most support for them. It's going to be the best approach. And I think it's going to be what they appreciate the most out of you at this time as well. But yeah, there's something actually quite genius that could like surprisingly and unsuspectingly come out of this connection with this person. Something you weren't expecting, or you thought that you lost the option, the opportunity, but you haven't. There's very much still an energy available of renewal potentially with this person. And even if this was someone who maybe you divorced them in the past, maybe they're not divorcing someone else or breaking up with someone else, maybe you have been with them and you divorced them or broke up with them in the past, and now there's this energy of renewal. You know what I mean? That could also be the case with this energy. So take it how it resonates for you, group number 2. But I love you so very much. I hope that it was helpful, that it gave you some clarity, some validation, hopefully, into this connection. Definitely not in your head. Definitely 100% not in your head. So I'm sending you lots and lots of love, all of my X's and O's to you, because you're cute and badass. Don't you forget it. Make sure you check out another pile if you feel called to do so, group number 2. And yeah, I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye, my loves. What's good, group number 3? I hope you're doing really well. I almost just called you group 4. So maybe you felt called to watch group 4 as well, or maybe the two will end up being connected. I'm not sure. I haven't done group 4 yet. So that's interesting. But the energy surrounding this group is already very intriguing to me. I was channeling when I was pre-shuffling this deck, and just sort of sinking into your energy. Group number 3, I was channeling that song by Jay-Z, Lucifer. The beginning part where it's like, let's see, Lucifer, son of the morning. Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm gonna chase you out of earth. Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm gonna chase you out of earth. Yeah, something, it's interesting. This person could be like, and then just what I'm seeing already, the person that you're checking in about, it could be less like, is this connection all in my head, and more like, is this person who I already suspect they are? Because it's kind of like a suspicious energy that you almost like feel this person is a little bit of like the devil, that Lucifer, that toxic energy, or just like a little too charismatic, a little too like, I don't know, there's something that feels calculated, I feel, about the energy, and you're picking up on it, or you have picked up on it. Your spidey senses are tingling surrounding this person already. It feels like group number 3. It's like they're, yeah, see, like, look at this. It's like they're coming on really strong, right? The Emperor, the Queen of Wands, the 3 of Cups, the 9 of Cups. This is like, I can show you the world. Do, 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 shining, shimmering, you know, and it's like, I'm not a Disney princess, though. Like, would be nice, but, like, we're still living in reality here, you know? And underneath that is the High Priestess. This is you being like, you know, like, I feel like you're not saying a lot, but you're kind of, you're on to someone or something, group 3. You do feel some sort of connection, but I think that you feel like it's karmic, or like this person is toxic in some sort of way. You don't trust them, okay? So anyways, that's just what's coming through intuitively right before we even get into the cards. So let's get into this. This should be fun. I'm just kidding, but we're going to start by looking at the energy that the two of you are in regards to this connection, like what energy you're actually embodying and radiating, and then the overlapping archetype as well between you. And then we'll look at the main themes and energies within the actual connection, like within the two of you, what may have gone down between you. We'll look at your perception of this, their perception of this, and then we'll get Spirit to give us the blunt truth of the situation, the objective truth, not your truth, not their truth, just the truth, okay? And we'll get you some advice and all that sort of thing. We're mixing, or I am mixing Oracle and Tarot cards all the way through to get more specific messages, okay? But I'm still gonna pull from the Tattoo Tarot to clarify as we go. Let me just take a drink of water. Okay. So, the energy that you are currently in within this connection is the Trickster in reverse. So this is the shadow attribute of this archetype. My throat feels like ticklish all of a sudden. Okay, so what is that saying? So it's like, I heard I resent that, but it was not like seriously. It was like, I resent you calling me that. You know, it was more like jokish. It was almost like this energy, and then with the cough, like, you're missing something. Okay, so I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, group number 3. The Trickster, the shadow attribute, is manipulating others through duplicity. So this would be like playing off of your natural duality that we all have and showing up in different ways in different situations and to different people. So in such a way, right, that is using your energy, sort of shape-shifting kind of energy here to manipulate other people. So you might be shape-shifting a little bit to manipulate whoever this person is. But I feel like you might have a good reason. Like, I'm not really getting like nefarious energy, you know, like, ooh, you're being so manipulative and like bad, you know, or like you're, no. You might be testing someone a little bit because you don't trust them. So you might be showing up in different ways in different situations just to sort of see how they respond, to see if you can trust their character, if their character is sustainable, I heard. So maybe you feel like this person is wearing a bit of a mask themselves, you know, just as much as you're kind of technically manipulating the energy and the connection. You might feel that they are also doing the same. And that's actually really interesting, like the energy of you guys reflecting each other or mirroring because of the shared energy between you. But we'll get to that in a minute. So this person that you're involved with, they are in the energy of the monk or the nun in reverse. So the shadow attributes of this archetype: negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety. Or piety? Piety. Negative judgment of the physical world. This is just coming through as an extremely judgmental and like critical energy. Like a hypocritically critical energy. You know, like someone who thinks that their shit don't stink, maybe. They're very critical, though, ultimately of themselves and of you within this connection. I feel like this is also someone who is negative. They have a negative outlook on the situation between the two of you. Like their judgment of the situation between you is a pessimistic one. So this could be someone who's not getting what they want out of this connection with you. Okay. The overlapping or shared archetype between you is the swan in reverse. It came out in reverse, but it's interesting because this card talks about reflection and mirroring in connection with someone specifically. When it's in the upright, it can talk about a mystical sort of connection, an elegant, powerful connection where, yeah, especially in connection, in another connection, you're balancing and it's reflecting and healing in a potent kind of way. But when it's in reverse, this is almost coming through as like not seeing something clearly, a connection that makes things more murky than clear because there's games being played, right? On both sides here, there is some level of manipulation. And I feel like it can kind of agitate you. This could be like this overlapping energy, I feel like an agitation. So you both may be agitated by whatever the current state of the connection is. It's interesting. You could be both agitated by the fact that there are games being played, but then you're both still playing the games. You know what I mean? Even though you're agitated that the other person is doing it. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. There's a blind spot here, though, with this connection, with that reflective energy being reversed. It's almost coming through as like a false soulmate. So, or like a deeply karmic sort of thing, or a test. Just like straight up, just like a test that the universe is sending you. So keep that in mind. Yeah, 9 of Cups in reverse. 6 of Swords in reverse. This isn't meant for you. It's not fulfilling. It's not going to bring you forwards on your journey. It feels like a test. Okay? So anyways, let's look at the main energies within the connection. Okay. Okay. You could be dealing with a Leo or someone that has strong Leo in their chart. Or if you're watching this video at the time of release, you could be dealing with someone during this Venus in Leo retrograde that we're going through. Okay, so the King of Wands in reverse and balance is the first pair of energies here between you and this person. At first, I feel like you thought that they were quite a nice compliment to you, or you felt like the energy was balanced. But I feel that it was deceiving with that King of Wands in reverse there. This was deceiving. The balance in the energy was and is deceiving. I feel like you're aware of this though. Like again, I feel like you're onto this person, which is the only reason why you're kind of manipulating your energy and shape shifting anyways. It's almost like you don't trust them to open up and be consistently authentic with them. But again, it's like I feel like you have your reasons, but I'm not sure why you're playing games, why you're not just gonna like, you know, just completely cut it off. I'm not sure. It could be because you want to, like, you know that this person's playing games and you want to like prove it. The Empress, the Hierophant in reverse. Just fell out. You're the Empress, but there's a lesson you haven't learned yet here with the Hierophant in reverse about staying committed to yourself and your standards, not getting pulled off of this throne. Maybe you've had times in your life where you've been in this very empowered, abundant energy of the Empress. You've believed who you are. You've had this self-worth, self-value. And then it's like, yeah, totally. The Ace of Cups, right? You found this self-love. But in the past, you've then been like, the universe has tested you and you've been deceived and someone has taken you or something has thrown you off of that throne. It's like you've had to keep finding your way back to the throne. But every time I feel like something throws you off of it. And it might just be your inability to have strong boundaries because your self-worth and self-love hasn't been like, I don't know. It takes time to learn how to assert yourself in a healthy way based on genuine love for yourself. You know what I mean? So this is part of the human experience and journey that we're all doing constantly. But there's something here about there's an imbalance with this person. At first they showed up as like complimentary, like I said before. But you saw something under the surface, or maybe the mask slipped or they became imbalanced. I feel like you saw into their shadow with the King of Wands in reverse here. Anything else about that? It could definitely have been like ego. Their ego came out in a really big kind of way. Yeah, I feel like this person showed you the truth of who they are. And I'm not saying that you've been perfect like an angel in this connection either, group 3. I'm not sure what your role is, but I feel like this person is questionable. The 8 of Coins, the 8 of Swords, the Queen of Cups in reverse. I don't love this. Like, the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, like, this is like putting work into like validating a fear that you have. Almost. This is like manipulation, like high level manipulation to try to play off of fears that someone knew that you had. Insecurities, a lack of self-love, a lack of self-worth. This feels very much like narcissist tracking down an empath sort of paradigm. I'm not gonna lie. So just be careful out there. All right, you guys? Because people that function like this, they actually do look for very specific, like, victims or whatever you want to call them. People who shine brightly but don't see their own brightness. They don't have that strong self-worth, self-concept, you know? And then people come in and they play off of that. It's like, it's quite sick, but yeah. So just be aware. And I feel like you already are. So if anything, this reading is a validation, very specific validation for a group of people that it's like you're on to someone, you know, and you don't feel like you can trust them. But they're coming through as very charismatic and like trying to really, I feel like they're trying to draw your attention to how much chemistry there is between the two of you. They might be very flirty with you. They might compliment you a lot. It's like a love bomby energy, but it's very intelligent and strategic as well. So it's like they know that you have some strong awareness and that you're psychically gifted, I feel like. So they're being especially strategic. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Death in reverse, Eight of Swords in reverse. I feel like you've changed, though. You're not afraid. You're not controlled by these same things that this person is almost trying to trigger in you. It's like they're trying to play off of old insecurities you had, maybe, but I feel like you've healed a lot of that. Which is why you're just seeing them more clearly, it feels like. Okay, the next energies that came out surrounding this connection is strength with the eye, psychic ability, trust your intuition. So there's Leo energy here. I'm seeing strong, like incredibly strong Leo energy, really strong Scorpio energy as well. Both of those, and Gemini as well. Those three are really strong. I would say also Pisces. Okay, so any of those could be very prominent for you. They don't have to. Tell me more about strength in the eye. Something about this connection, you're meant to trust what you feel already intuitively. And I feel like your intuition's very strong. Yeah, you might have Pisces in your chart. You have really strong intuitive gifts. You see the higher perspective of this. So don't doubt what you know, what your intuition is telling you about this. You have this incredibly strong vision. Yeah, no, your instincts and your gut and your intuition is correct about this situation here. It's like you almost fell into an old pattern with this person. They almost had you. They almost sold you on their whole, like, I'm so balanced. I balance you as well. I see you. I know you. Whatever they tried to sort of sell you here. And I feel like you did let them close, but then you put up some boundaries, and maybe that's when the mask slipped. I don't know. But now you're just kind of very much keeping your eye on this person. But like on the down low, you're not making it obvious, I don't feel like, that you're observing or watching what they're up to. But you are. Okay. The next energy is death with the Page of Coins. I feel like you're moving in another direction. I don't feel like you're really moving in the direction of this connection with this particular person for whatever reason. I think that you're sort of laying it to rest here, and you're in pursuit of some new opportunity. And you're following your intuition. It's like some intuitive opportunity that is asking you to really level up and pour a lot of yourself into it at this time. That's kind of what I feel like you're going after. And it could be that this person is trying to be more in your life, again, at this time, and you're just kind of observing them while moving towards your dreams and trying to maintain your own internal balance. But there's something about this person and the connection with you that it does trigger you in such a way. It does make you question this intuition that you have. So whatever that is might need to be looked at a little. Tell me more about this Page of Coins with death. Like, you've undergone your own massive evolution here. A huge shift has taken place. A big transmutation of past energy. And I feel like you're moving towards something new, or pouring yourself into something in a whole new way with fresh, like, enthusiasm. Okay, so your perception of this connection, you have the High Priestess. And then this oracle card, which says, am I only a medium of clarity and harmony through which others find themselves and their vision? This is a quote by Anais Nin. She was asking herself this in one of her journals, her diaries. Is this all I am? Am I just, and I could imagine this is something that the high priestess could ask themselves. I could see the high priestess asking herself this as well. Am I only a medium, literally a medium, that offers other people clarity and harmony and truth so that they can find themselves and their vision, you know, but what am I to them beyond that? It's like when you have that sort of power and sight, you can really question what people are coming to you for, right? And if they're just using you for that. But there's something here where your perception of the situation is that you know what's going on and you know that this road only leads to disappointment. Yeah, and you know as well that there's something triggering you with this connection that's unhealed. It's like an open wound that leaves you somewhat susceptible to this person's particular specific like brand of manipulation, you know? You might be drawn to this person though, like just because you are lonely. Yeah, there is still an insecurity here. It could just be a loneliness or a boredom or an apathy, like one of those I haven't made any bad decisions in a while, like I'm starting to get bored kind of thing, you know? But or I just haven't had anything really exciting happen to me in a while. So you could just be, maybe that's why you're still entertaining this person, even though I feel like you're telling me that your intuition is on point and you very much see this situation for what it is. Okay. Their perception of this situation is the 9 of Swords and the 3 of Swords, which says thought manifests as word, word manifests as deed, deed develops into habit, habit hardens into character, so watch the thought and its ways with care. Well, this person, it almost feels like they're like manifesting their own worst fears here. Whatever they're trying to do isn't working, and I think they're very stressed about it. They're perceiving the situation as just like a head fuck, like they're stressed. Maybe the games that they normally play or just the direction they were trying to push things in here wasn't working. And they thought that they were manifesting what they wanted, but now they're realizing with the 9 of Swords, they don't have as much of a grasp as they thought that they did. What is this person so stressed out about? Ace of Swords in reverse, the Moon, the 10 of Wands in reverse. Jeez. Are you okay, buddy? Is this person all right? Like, for real? The 9 of Swords, the Ace of Swords in reverse, the Moon. Jesus. They are seriously stressed about something here. There's something that they are convinced that they do not see, and they're incredibly anxious about it. They're like, there's something I'm not seeing. There's something I don't know. This is a very paranoid, fearful energy. And then, yeah, that's just all feeding into the 9 of Swords, and that is what's manifesting. It's like they're in a big cycle that they've just fallen into, I feel like, sunk into, with the 10 of Wands in reverse. They're not in control of their thoughts right now, and so their character is kind of devolving a little bit at this moment because of the habits and the deeds that have manifested from the way that they think and their words. Their perception being stressful and negative here is like leaking into deeper parts of their life and their character. Jeez. Okay. So this person is, they perceive this as being stress-inducing here. But I think they're mostly just stressing themselves out. Okay. The blunt truth of this situation is the 2 of Coins and seduction. Attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. Yeah. With the 2 of Coins, I feel there's definitely like options energy here. Like both of you may have other options, or this is just like one thing that the 2 of you are kind of like, you're talking to each other, but you're both talking to other people as well. Or I don't know. But there's This is also devil energy with that temptation and seduction as well. Like I was picking up before with Lucifer. Lucifer, son of the morning. Oh, man. Yeah. I feel like this is a false soulmate or a deeply karmic situation. It's a test. It's a temptation. But it's coming up to make you question, like, what is it that is making you flirt with this? What is making you attracted to this despite knowing that it's not good for you? There's something you need to still learn there, right? The Empress with the Hierophant in reverse. There is a lesson that you're missing still. And it's important that you look into it because it has to do with your self-worth and your ability to sustain and hold yourself in that Empress energy of abundance where, like, stuff cannot fuck with you, you know? Okay, so there's something here that you're learning. So is this connection all in your head? No, there's definitely some sort of soul contract here. And it's happening so that you can learn a lesson that you have not fully figured out or integrated yet. There's something like that happening. Okay. So what's going on in the near future between you and this person? The Eight of Wands in reverse and the Wedge. Someone trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. I just feel like this is just blocked communication and someone trying to close a door and someone trying to stick their foot in just to keep it open like a little bit. But it feels like to me here, you're just not playing. You're just not playing. It's like, you're like, okay, I see that the only thing that was making me really like even indulge in this at all, like in a manipulative way, because it's almost like you're sinking to their manipulative sort of levels here a little bit. And once you realize that and you tie it back to whatever insecurity is being triggered, I feel like you don't give this any more of your time or energy because you ultimately realize, yeah, you've got better things to do. The Chariot, you need to push forwards here towards your dreams and your goals because you've undergone this big transformation. And this lesson is really, this person is a lesson in boundary setting and holding your boundaries and trusting your intuition and your psychic knowing, even when someone is like seducing you and shape-shifting and manipulating the energy and coming off in a certain way, right? You can trust sometimes just what you feel about a person despite how they're showing up, right? Sometimes that can like save your life. You know, you can just have an off feeling about someone. You never really know what that feeling is telling you, like what that person, who that person could be, right? So trust those feelings. Okay, an affirmation from Spirit surrounding this is the Knight of Pentacles and observe. I feel like this is just keep taking one step forward at a time, moving towards what it is that, like your goals that you're working on right now. And yeah, it's kind of like sleep with one eye open energy, but only as long as you're allowing this person even a place at the table, you know, in your life. Group 3, because it's like, I do feel like this person will reveal the truth of who they are again if you just observe them. So maybe this is like, you don't need to take any major action. You don't need to like you just keep doing you and observe. I almost feel like this person will unravel and they'll validate what you know intuitively, you know, especially if they feel like you are pulling away or distancing yourself. And don't do it necessarily in a manipulative way. Just do it because you're literally pursuing a new goal right now, you know, like don't do it because of this person. Do it for you because, you know, just, I guess what I'm saying is sort of stop taking this person into consideration at all. Is there anything else there? No, I feel like we're just moving on to the advice. Yeah. Okay, so the advice is strength in reverse and courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So we have strength has come out twice here. This time it's in reverse. But still we have really strong Leo energy here. This connection as well is strengthening your discernment and your intuitive skills. For sure. That's why it's a test, right? Because it's strengthening your gifts also. There's something here though. It's like you do need to be strong in setting your boundaries, facing fears with confidence. It's like know who you are, because something about this makes you feel slightly vulnerable with strength in reverse. It's like you're aware that this person sees an insecurity or a vulnerability in you. And maybe that makes you feel like they have control over you, or they could hurt you, or I don't know. Or maybe it just freaks you out moving towards this new goal that you're chasing here, this beautiful new opportunity that you're hunting down that's very much in alignment with your soul and your heart. Maybe you're afraid because you realize that you do still have some insecurities, and so you're not sure if you have the strength to move forwards with confidence towards your dreams, your goals. But you do, like no human is perfect. We all have fear. We all have vulnerability. And courage is just doing what you really truly desire despite that, just not letting it control you. Okay, so that's your advice. Because you deserve whatever beautiful thing is coming up. It's something you've already invested in through your own personal growth, I feel like. Okay, I have 3 final oracle cards here. Let's take a look at these to close your reading off. We have tree, grounding, diligence. See, this is like discernment. It's like seeing more from a bird's eye view and being able to see when things are cloudy, when things are being hidden or not like expressed. I don't know, honestly, I feel like. Yeah, and then Pluto, transformation. Things are definitely hidden in this connection. Things are not what they seem, I'm getting with this Pluto energy. So make sure that you're grounding your energy and you're really being diligent here, because this person, it's like, don't take them, don't give them power. Don't be like, oh, they're so strong. But also do not take them for a fool, because they're not. They're not stupid. You know what I mean? This person's definitely not some dummy, but they're not someone that you need to be afraid of. You need to just trust your intuition, I feel like, and stop feeding any energy into this, because it's not worth your time. But just clearing some cards so that I can focus on these final messages more clearly here without all those other energies. Okay. Oh, interesting. This card was hidden behind and just still on the table. That's very important. You observing. It's like diligently observe what this person reveals to you, but don't really take them into consideration. Focus mostly on this huge transformation that you are going through, group number 3. As you go through that too, your own intuitive knowing will just become stronger and stronger. And I feel like the more you focus on yourself, there's something here that triggers this person. Something about that triggers this person. You focusing on yourself. They like your attention, I'm getting. And so just, again, do so innocently. Don't do it in a malicious or a manipulative way, but just focus on your desires, your dreams, your goals at this time. And you can observe how the people around you react. Because the people who respect your space and your own personal, like, it's your life and you have your own, like, no one is entitled to you, essentially. People tell you a lot about whether they are deserving of your time and energy. Because if they don't have that basic respect for you, then they can honestly just fuck off. Let's just be real. So ground your energy at this time as well, because there is something slightly triggering or ungrounding about this situation and this person. But yeah, you already know. You see it for what it is, group 3. So this is just validation, honestly. Trust what you already know. Those are the messages that I got for you, though. I love you so much. Feel free to check out another group if you want. Again, group 4 came up at the beginning of the reading, so maybe that will be for you as well. But if this is where I leave you, then I'll see you in the next reading. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey, group number 4. I hope you guys are doing well. So let's just catch a vibe for a second here, ground into these energies, and I will just give this clarifying deck a little bit of a pre-shuffle while we chat. So we're going to be looking into whether or not this connection that you have in mind is all in your head or not. We're going to start by looking at some like your energy and the energy of this person that you're actually embodying within this connection. And then we'll look at some of the main energies or themes of the connection, how you're both perceiving it, and then the blunt truth of it from spirit, the objective truth of the connection. We'll get you some advice and all of that good stuff as well. Okay. So yes, you guys chose the emerald green calcite. So you're in group 4 if you chose this crystal. Okay. So let's get into it by looking at the archetypes and energies that the two of you are in and that you're sharing right now. Okay. So the energy that you are in is the exorcist, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Okay, it came out in the upright, so you're in the light attribute here. Freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. This is like the devil in reverse energy. Validation. It's very much liberation from something. So there are different elements to the exorcist energy and to breaking out or liberating yourself from something that's been oppressive, right? The first is like being able to discern that something actually is not good for you. Like being able to discern that something is actually oppressive is sort of the first step, right? And then once you understand something's not good for you, then you have to also be courageous enough to take action, to do the shadow work, to address the triggers maybe, or to put the boundaries up, to shift out of old patterning and programming, out of old destructive impulses, or to not allow other people to be destructive or impulsive with your energy. So there's something here that's very liberated and like courageous about the energy that you're currently bringing to this connection. Okay. The energy that they are bringing to the connection is the poet in reverse. So this would be the shadow attributes of this energy. So it says, turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. So it's essentially like taking something that could be symbolic and beautiful and insightful and turning that gift into something destructive. So this person could have a way with words. They could be very charming, but they could use this in some sort of a dark way or a destructive way, whether that is like using it to manipulate other people, or whether it is like using that to actually speak harm, like someone that gossips or speaks poorly about other people, right? That's kind of like spell work. That's kind of like putting bad energy towards something or someone. So don't ever underestimate the power of your words and your intentions here. That this person, it seems, is bringing some sort of negative or destructive intentions and potentially like communication to this connection. Okay. Is there anything you want to say about that? Clarify that a little bit more. I'm almost feeling like the Hierophant, the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, and the Queen of Swords. This person could be committed to something not coming together for you, like to you not piecing something together about them, maybe. It's interesting. Or else it's just that you and this person, you're very, very different. Your morals, your values, your standards, your beliefs, the way you just live your lives, you're very different. Like I feel like polar opposites here. And there seems to be like someone, it's like, it's weird because it's kind of confusing. It's like someone feels like they understand the other, but I feel like you guys are so different that it's most likely just a projection. So that's interesting. Okay. The overlapping or shared energy between the two of you is the fish. Okay, so this talks about feeling restless. It talks about feeling lost, or like your focus is changing or shifting. You can feel kind of lost in the current here. It can be an energy of being adaptable though, like in that mutable energy. It's just when it's out of balance, it becomes like distracted and unable to sort of stick to goals or stick to what it said it was going to do. You know what I mean? To follow through. I feel like what's coming through though is this being the shared energy between the two of you. I feel like it is just kind of saying that this is a connection that shifts frequently. So maybe it's a connection where you're sometimes blocked, you're sometimes talking to the person, you're sometimes best friends with them, and sometimes you're fighting. It feels like things are hot and cold between the two of you. Things are very mutable. So it's like you've learned to adapt, but I feel like you also recognize that that's toxic. Like there should be a level of stability within a connection. You shouldn't be wondering what you're going to get, so you have to be all adaptable, you know. There should be at least some sort of anchor there. So I feel like there's something here where you maybe that's why you're questioning what this connection is, or if it's even in your head, or if it's anything solid, because it shifts so frequently. You can't quite like pin it down or put your finger on it, it feels like. Okay, so some of the energies here that Spirit wants to highlight about this connection. You got growth and the Emperor for first of all here. Clarify that. Clarify growth and the Emperor. I'll show you them first here. I'm almost getting this is meant to help you strengthen your own masculine energy. So your own ability to stand up for yourself, to hold boundaries, to discern when something's not good for you and speak your truth, you know. The Six of Swords in reverse. There was a block with you in being able to speak your truth, even if someone was going to react poorly, or even if someone didn't understand what you were saying. It's like, even if speaking your truth was going to make you stand out in some way, and you didn't necessarily love having attention drawn to you, this is something that you're getting beyond it. Maybe you're someone that just really dislikes conflict and you try to sort of avoid it at all costs. You're getting past your fear of that because you recognize sometimes it's necessary to set boundaries, right? And you can't always do that while avoiding conflict. Anything else about that? The Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's something that you were stagnant here. You were stuck in a fixed energy here. Scorpio and Leo. Strength and death in reverse. It's like there was a strong stuckedness, I want to say. This could be something that was stuck like in your spirit for some time, an energy that needed to shift, an energy of disempowered masculine, I feel like. The inability to really stand up for yourself, know your worth, take action, confident action on it, based on your assuredness of, you know, your innate worth and your own capabilities. There's like a fire being lit under your ass with this Ace of Wands and the Emperor and growth. This connection, this person was kind of meant to come in, I feel like, and maybe be a bit of a test. So that you might want to watch group number 3 as well. It came out in their reading that the two could be connected, and I am feeling like there are connections here. So if you feel called to that, check it out. But Yeah, there's something here about this connection was meant to come into your life for a reason, but it's like a test, and tests, they strengthen you, right? You either fail but you learn and then you have to retake the test, or you pass the test and you still learn something from passing it, right? Yeah, okay. So the next energies that are coming out is the Six of Swords in reverse, moving on with the barking dog, advice from a friend. It's like there was something here where someone was giving you advice, but their advice was holding you back. It was not helping you move forwards. So it's like someone was giving you advice, but from a stuck place, telling you how to make a choice here. The Two of Swords in reverse, telling you how they make their choices or something like this. But their advice was coming from a stuck place. Tell me more about this. It's like someone advising you how to get unstuck when they also are stuck, you know? The 8 and 9 of Cups came out to clarify as well. Interesting. You are meant to release this with the 8 of Cups and move into more emotional fulfillment and just fulfillment overall. I feel like there's something that wants to come in for you here. But you have to make up your own mind here. And I feel like you have to follow your own inner guidance and advice. Because there's something that's like... The dog barking, advice from a friend. It's almost like that someone was talking to, but there was no like, you know, when someone's putting work into something, if someone's truly working towards something, then the proof is in the pudding, right? The proof is in like what comes as a result of that effort. Most oftentimes, right? Like effort, time, and energy, it goes somewhere. And so then, oh, my hair is so naughty, sorry. So then, you should see results backing up the work that's going in, right? It's like this person was talking a big game, but there was no movement. It's like you notice that whatever they were saying about themselves, and this could be the poetic gift in reverse here, right? Using it in a destructive way to deceive, essentially. They could have been talking a big game, talking about past experiences, making it seem like they were on a specific level. But I feel like they're not. Again, they were giving advice, but from a point of not really being equipped to give advice, truly. They wanted to sound like they knew more, I feel like, than they actually know. Okay, so... Then the next energy is the moon in reverse with support. There is massive Piscean energy here, I gotta say. Like there's the high priestess, the hanged man, and the moon all like in a triangle, a trifecta. And then there's also the fish energy. So there's really strong Piscean energy here. Some of you for sure have Pisces in your chart. I'm also seeing Aries and Scorpio, really strong Aries. Yeah. Okay. So the moon in reverse with support. I feel like the truth, like someone saw the truth here of how much someone was really in their corner or how much they were not. How much someone was truly supporting them. And I feel like it almost was shocking in some sort of way. Because the way that this girl was holding her hands, it's almost like she's like surprised by something. And with the moon in reverse, this can also be about something being revealed or like unveiled, like a surprising revelation. Tell me more about this. Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you saw that someone had lied. Someone had misrepresented themselves. The Four of Swords. You had time to meditate and think deeply on whatever this situation is and bring yourself to a state of harmony and balance, like internal harmony and balance. And I feel like you see the truth of this situation between you and this person. But at the same time, there's a confusing element that keeps you guessing because it's like, it's very mutable. It's very constantly shifting. And that could even be a tactic by this person, like to confuse you, to be constantly moving and shifting, right? So that you can never really quite like pin down exactly what's going on. Then they just shift things up, switch things up again. Okay, interesting. So let's take a look at the way that you and this person perceive this connection. Okay, so how you perceive it is the Page of Cups in reverse with love is a verb. Love is a verb, and the Lover's at the bottom of the deck. It's like you know what love is, group number 4. You know what actual love is, unconditional love. And you know that it means like actually showing up. It's in the action. It's not just in the talking. You have to actually show up, right? You can talk, but if you don't show up to walk the walk, then you're just the Page of Cups in reverse. It's like talking about this fantasy and everything that you could give, but then having no real idea how to actually put that love into something tangible and allow someone else to actually receive it, right? Or for you to receive it in return. So you're perceiving this person as someone who knows how to talk a big game, but they don't know actually what love truly is. They're not vulnerable. They don't understand true intimacy, and you don't trust them because they're not showing up. Like something is off here with what's being spoken, and then the truth of the energy that's coming through. The Knight of Swords. Someone is definitely talking a lot, though. Someone seems to have all the answers, you know? But I feel like you've actually got it figured out. Like, you may still be up in the air having like a choice to make, like how you're going to deal with this moving forwards. But I think that you know what it is. I'm getting that. Okay, how this person is perceiving things is the Three of Cups, rejoice in celebration in reverse. And the Two of Swords or Spades, your intensity frightens and allures me simultaneously. This person feels like they're losing you, like this is unraveling. And they're on the fence as well because you're very intense, and I feel like you're very psychically on point. Like you're very intuitively aware, very aligned with your higher self maybe, but you have very clear sight, very clear vision. And you have a certain intensity about you that both draws this person in but also scares them. So I feel like that on their end is why there is this sort of hot and cold on the fence energy, because they're both enticed by you but also scared of you. Because again, they don't know what true intimacy is, right? So this intensity scares them. They get too close and they pull back, but then they want more of it at the same time. So, but they also feel with the Three of Cups in reverse. Give me more on that. Like that something's falling apart, or that the distance between the two of you is growing in some way. The Page of Wands, they still have like a hopeful, optimistic attitude though. Five of Pentacles in reverse, that they can come in from out of the cold with you. They may have pushed you away, but they never really disconnected emotionally from you. And so now I feel like they're coming back around, or maybe this is something that this person does. They push you away when they get freaked out by your intensity, but then they come back around. You know what I mean? they come back around. Okay, so the blunt truth of what this situation really is from Spirit is the Page of Pentacles in reverse, clarified by sunglasses, which says watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. Page of Pentacles in reverse. I don't really like this. I don't really see the reason for it, though, to be honest. This is something I think you just need to liberate yourself from once and for all, because I think this reading is just validation for you that, like, you're seeing someone's fuckery for exactly what it is. You know what I mean? You already know. You're perceiving it as, like, if they wanted to truly show up, if they really felt that way, they would take the action aligned with that feeling, because that's how it works. So love cannot really be faked, because you look at, like, are they actually acting like they fucking like a person who loves, you know? There has to be action behind it, otherwise it's just hollow. And so you already see it for what it is, and you're right. It's like there is no true opportunity here with that Page of Pentacles in reverse. There's a whole lot of, like, observing one another, watching, stalking each other's social media, maybe, like, side-eyeing. There's a lack of trust, though, because you know this person's not capable of being truly intimate and vulnerable, and it's like they know that you know, or something. There's, like, a skittishness to this connection as well. There's also someone here that is not, it's like they're talking a lot, but they're not taking any action, and they may be gaslighting you if you stand up for yourself. So if you're like, look, buddy, like, you're saying all this stuff, but nothing's actually happening, they could be like, you're crazy, like, I didn't say that, or you're crazy, like, I followed through on everything I said. They could essentially make you make you question your reality and the truth of the situation. So just watch out for that, okay? There's someone here that's wearing some sort of disguise, though, for sure. With the Poet in reverse and the sunglasses, it's like they're disguising some element of themselves. Also, this is validation that this person is definitely watching you. Like, they're paying very close attention to what you're doing. Okay, group 4. So if you're wondering, if you had some sort of idea that, like, this person is watching you, like, more than a healthy amount, and, like, you just have this kind of vibe, this feeling, this is validation that, yeah, they might be sort of obsessively stalking you. So maybe you want to set your accounts to private, or maybe you want to just set some healthy boundaries, block them, whatever the case may be for you. That's kind of coming through. But ultimately, is this connection all in your head? Well, yeah. I mean, I don't feel like there's really any connection between you and this person other than, like, some weird paranoid hot and cold sort of thing. And them projecting a lot of energy at you, trying to convince you that there is an opportunity where there isn't, really. Okay? Okay, so in the near future between you and this person, the High Priestess, clarified by Valley. Deep personal strength and peace that assure success. Yeah. You know. The High Priestess and this deep personal strength and peace. You are extremely, extremely intuitive. And it's such a strong intuition that it's like you have this peace within you because you just know. Some of you have claircognizance or clairsentience, clear feeling, clear knowing. But you're assured success within this connection in the near future because you just need to listen to your intuition, and you're already fully aware of whatever's going on here, okay? So just trust that. Your affirmation from Spirit surrounding this connection is the Emperor, authority in reverse with support. What's the Emperor in reverse? The Six of Pentacles, yeah, and support. Yeah. The Nine of Cups, yeah, exactly. The Two of Pentacles again here, right? And the Five of Cups. It's like this person is always like juggling. They could be juggling you and someone else. They could be invested in many people, you know. But essentially, this affirmation from Spirit is this person is not your divine counterpart. Whether they're a masculine or a feminine, they're not in dominion over their own life. And the proof, again, is in how they're actually showing up, right? The Six of Pentacles is reciprocity. It's equal give and take. If there is not that, if this person cannot support even themselves in their own life, then they're not going to be able to show up in a supportive, truly supportive and healthy way for you. So just watch what this person shows you, you know? They'll show you how capable they are of truly giving, and you just have to, on your side of things, have those high standards, the discernment, the understanding of what you're truly worth, and then don't settle for anything less. And what it is that you're truly worth is the Nine of Cups, right? Something that's really adding to your fulfillment in many areas. Makes you feel good, though. Doesn't make you feel confused, doesn't make you question things, because that's just unnecessary. You're already freeing yourself from something that feels destructive, and I feel like it's just your involvement in this. It's like, you know that you're wasting your time. You might be doing it just because you're bored, or because, again, you couldn't initially pinpoint that something was off with this person because they were making these big promises, or, you know, maybe gaslighting you a little bit. But there's more affirmation from Spirit as well, that you have support from the spirit realm and from your higher self in this matter, which is, again, a big part of the reason why they want you to trust your intuition. Because it's like there are beings in the subtle realms that are helping you, and they're coming through and showing you support through your intuition as well, giving you psychic nudges, subtle nudges. Okay? So lastly, your advice is the Hanged Man with peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. Yeah. I love it. You have this higher perspective. Again, right? Like, this is knowing. If this is not knowing, then I don't know what it looks like to know. You have the High Priestess, the Moon in reverse, and the Hanged Man. You really, whatever this is, it's like, you know, your spidey senses are correct. Your observations are on point. And again, this piece is coming up again. It's like you have such a knowing that you have this strength and peace within yourself, because it's really an assuredness. So release any and all negative energy that may be coming, I feel like, off of this connection or from this connection. And just be at peace with your own knowing and your own higher, like, you have this higher vision. Something coming through with the Hanged Man as well about, like, taking the high road here. So again, it's like, I feel like this person, they're not going to approach you necessarily from a very consistently mature space. So just, you know, be aware and have those energetic boundaries. Be aware of how much time and energy and engagement you're going to even give to this energy, right? This person, because again, just be aware of what they can and cannot reciprocate, or will and or won't reciprocate, right? Maintain that peace. If it costs you your peace, then it's too much. It costs too much. You know what I mean? There's just a certain, like, chaotic sort of negative energy that comes from this person for whatever reason. It could just be that they don't really know how to be truly intimate, or they haven't experienced love in, like, a healthy way. And so they're sort of perpetuating their old conditioning and patterning, or whatever the case may be. But the most important thing for you to know is that they're simply not on your level in terms of the healing that you've done and the awareness you have and your maturity and emotional integrity. So just have these healthy boundaries here for yourself and free yourself from any destructive impulses that you might be going through here. Okay? Okay. I have 3 final oracle cards I have not looked at. Let's see what these are all about for you to wrap things up, group 4. Okay, we have openness. We have submerged iceberg. And then we have 12th house escape. Wow. More Piscean energy. Yeah. Okay, let me clear. I'm going to actually clear. I am losing my voice. My God. I'm sorry. I've done this whole reading today. And so I think that obviously my voice is just going a little bit after the other 3 piles have already been done. I just want to move some of these other cards out of the way so that I can focus more on these final messages without having energetic interruption from the other cards. Okay. Openness, submerged, and 12th house escape. There's something off, though, with this person. I really do feel like that. Because it's like they're presenting themselves as being open, but there is something still hidden. And you're onto it. Like, you're aware of it. It's either like they're showing you what they think you want to see, trying to show up as the perfect partner for you, but it's like an illusion. It's not their authentic self. Or they're constantly switching based on what they think you want or the feelings that they're getting from you. But their true self, there's something that's not. It's like they're claiming to be open and to be, you know, just out in the open, fully illuminated, but there's something under the surface. And the 12th house can also talk about something hidden, right? Let's just clarify a little bit with the tarot to close things off. Tell me more about this. Okay, 2 4s. There's a fear here for you, I feel like, about healing and moving forwards to truly embody the fullness of your power. To not feel like you need something outside of you. Something about this connection with this person is showing you this, or it's meant to. That you have the full divine masculine and feminine within you that are fully integrating at this time into like your power. You being in your power. Which is super amazing. It's very, very strong and powerful. It's liberating. Again, it's more of that devil in reverse energy. You're taking yourself out of the oppression of this fear. But it's almost like this person is making you realize that to be by yourself and be whole within yourself is better than to be offered like bullshit from somebody else or something like that. You're realizing that you've transformed and healed so much that you are fully capable of pushing yourself forwards all by yourself. But yeah, it's like this person's deception or the illusion of openness is actually even coming from a somewhat innocent place. But it's more naive. Like, there's still harm that could be done here. It's like they think they're offering you the world, but they're just offering their world, which is small in some ways because they don't know how to love themselves unconditionally. They can't offer you unconditional love for this reason. And so it's like they're offering you what they think is the whole world, but their promises will fall short because they don't themselves know even how to go about giving what they're offering, realistically speaking, even if they think that they do. I feel like they see you also as an opportunity to escape like the monotony of their life thus far or the way that things have gone for them. There's something about you being like an escape for this person. They want to release the way that they've done things in the past. And they almost see you as being like their ticket to do that. But what's truly like under the surface is this person is kind of committed to being immature. They're not really fully committed to their own personal growth and forward evolution. At least they might be talking the big talk, and especially if you are a healer or a Pisces or, you know, something like very self-aware sort of person, very independent. This person may be talking as if they've done all of that work on themselves, but I feel like they haven't. It's kind of an illusion. They're kind of committed to this emotional, especially like stuntedness for some reason. It could be because they're afraid of true intimacy. But for whatever reason, this is, I think, what's causing the major imbalance between your energies, group 4. And so that's why you're on the right track with cutting it off, because it's just not calibrated to your highest energy. Okay? Those are the messages I got for you guys. I hope that they resonated and were helpful in some way. Yeah, I'm sending you all my love, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye, group 4.